What's happening? It's Jason Martin. You can catch me on the Bootleg Kev podcast.
Bootleg Kev podcast, special guest in here, my guy, formerly known as Problem, Jason Martin.
What's going on, man?
What made you go by the government, man?
I mean, it's
time. Been a couple years.
I've been wanting to do it. I've been wanting to do it since like 2016. Somebody talked me out of it, but 2 Chainz actually had a conversation with him a while ago. It was just like, bro, you the same talent. The name change not gonna do anything. Just go.
Right.
And just for me, at this stage of the game, my age, my situation personally, I feel like it's irresponsible to call myself Problem.
We have coffee.
Come on. Compton Coffee, that is.
Yes, the Compton Coffee.
Yes.
Coffee and Kush. You brought me a mug that I can get high out of.
Come on, man.
Which is nice. Snoop Dogg's on it.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Snoop, brother.
I love that song you did with Snoop and with Freddie.
Oh, yeah. Don't Be Mad at Me remix. It was dope to hear Freddie in that bag. Like, a lot of people think he can't get in the up-tempo party bag. Like, if you go look, Freddie was on the first Mollywood.
I was about to say, he was on some records like that, for sure. Like, I had a record that he did with, I can't think of his name right now. Who's the guy from the Bay? Clyde Carson.
Yeah, he's super, bro. Freddie's one of the I can't call him underrated anymore.
Nah, he's one of the ones.
He's one of the ones, and
for
everybody
sure.
know it too.
Love Freddie, man. So for you, are you more focused on music now or your entrepreneurial endeavors?
And today,
right now,
music. And right now I'm pushing this project that's getting ready to come out May 12th.
Okay.
I'm gonna be announcing it on my birthday, May 8th. So that's my focus right now, but that's why I haven't been as present in music, because I've been establishing these situations, making sure the foundation is there, the team structure is there, and honestly, just for other rappers and shit out here, there's no point of getting as big as I got and not having anything to sell.
Right.
Not having anything to put your name on that you own. So I want to make sure before I drop this next bit of music, all this was established.
Are you still rocking Diamond Lane?
Diamond Lane is forever, but I definitely started a new company called 50 Million.
Oh, nice.
But I'm still a partner in Diamond Lane. Shout out to Airplane James. But we definitely still get money together.
What's up with Bad Luck, man?
Good luck. My brother, good luck, man. He found the Lord, and I'm happy for him. You know what I'm saying? I've never seen him so happy.
Yo, there was that song he had that had like, was it the Biggie sample on the hook? I got a bitch.
Yeah, and you know what's funny? He hated that song took off.
I love that
because he's such an MC. Like,
he was a rap.
Bad Luck was everybody's favorite. Your favorite MC's favorite MC.
For sure.
So for him, it bothered him that he was known for that record.
That song went crazy in the club, though.
That song still go crazy.
For sure.
But you know, it was a time. We was having a good time.
You are kind of like one of the godfathers of the Ratchet Movement in LA. I think of songs like Dick Too Big and like just some
Dick Too Bomb, but that's
Dick Too
crazy.
Bomb.
D2B. Let's call it D2B.
D2B
Let's
is
call
what
it
it is.
D2B.
It is D2B.
Yes.
So it's not Dick Too Big. It's Dick Too Bomb.
I mean, that's
Dick Too Big,
on,
Dick Too Bomb. Isn't it Dick Too Big, Dick Too Bomb?
Bombs, but
bitch.
this is
You know what I'm
wild. Like, but that song is D2B though, yeah. D2B.
Whatever.
But it depends on who
I don't know why I thought it was like Dick Too Big, Dick Too Bomb.
Maybe that was a wishful thinking on your part. I don't know.
I don't fucking know. I play it in the fucking club. Big pause.
Nah, that record licenses very well. Shout out to Issa Rae and all the other people that
It's a fucking classic.
Man.
You got a lot of those, like, you got a lot of just like club classics, especially if you are in Vegas or Phoenix or LA or the Bay. Like, you just got just a barrage outside of, your super smash. I just feel like you got a lot of dope records, and I feel like it's like you, and at that time it was like YG. And you guys kind of were doing all the club shit, then
HBK up top.
Yeah, HBK
like
gang. Then the Rack City started to happen.
Yeah, like each member, like from our selective crew, just started branching out. Like from YG, you branched out to Ty and then they all start RJ and HBK. You had P-Lo and fucking Cool John. You know what I'm saying? It became this real thing. And from my side, League of Stars and Bad Luck and just other stuff we were doing.
Yeah, League of Stars was like, I just had a couple of those guys on with G Perico, and we were just talking about like, there was that era where like they were producing so much shit. And like, some people thought it was mustard.
No, that they actually had a real conflict. I think that thing was a real thing because honestly, everybody all was hanging and everybody was together. So it wasn't it was this person's sound or this person's sound. We were kind of all in the studio together. It's just when Mustard hit, he hit so big that of course the first person that gets big at it, that's what it's known for. But we were all collaborating a lot back in them times.
Did you and YG have a little
we had
a little thing?
We had a small riff that turned into a big nothing. But we actually, which was crazy, I was just in Joey's the other night. I'm in there.
Woodland Hills?
Yeah. I'm out there doing my thing, and then the gentleman walks up to me with a ski mask on. So
you know,
I'm just like, what's going on? I don't know who it is. You pull up a ski mask. What's up, man? I'm like, what's up, dog? That was probably the first time we actually talked in years. A lot of the stuff that was going on with us was through a lot of other people. We hadn't had our conversation. So for us, I just like, man, how you doing? Man, we started together. We had a really good conversation. It felt like it, I could see in his face, and at least in mine, it felt like some actual closure was there with everybody thinking we're in these big old things. Like me and him did an interview with Taxstone at Dre's studio in the height of our quote unquote beef. So it was never that. It was just more so like we both wanted to be the man.
Right. And
we needed some edge, and it kind of just spawned into some shit.
What was that kind of like the origins of that situation where you guys were both kind of like the it guys in LA? Making similar tempo records, you guys are both doing the ratchet shit?
I think it really had more to do with our circles having incidents, and then us being the head of our face, not
You're
head,
the
but
face
the face of our circles.
Yeah.
It became me versus him, and in actuality, again, we didn't even talk during it. It was just, well, fuck it. This is what we on. You know what I mean? And then we use that to fuel to become two of the biggest guys from here.
Bigger,
honestly.
yeah. No, for sure. It's like it was like a not so friendly competition.
Right. But I will say, and I'll always say this anytime anybody asks me, anytime there was business to handle, we had shows, anything, it was
you guys
like
handled the business together.
Nah, bro, Compton gonna get the money.
Right.
We gonna
both from Compton.
Totally. And we both started at the same time. We started together, and I'm glad we talked, honestly.
You had I don't know if you guys both started at the same time, because you had I feel like when I was an intern, I went to a mixer meeting with you in Phoenix when I was like 18 or 19.
Oh,
you had the I'm Toe Up record?
09, yeah.
Yeah, that was like 09.
Yeah, but see, they were tearing it up around 09 and 2010 with the parties.
Yeah. No, because then I remember, fast forward, because I think Tuda and Buddha started to really crack like 2010. So yeah, you're
right.
Yeah.
Right, and I've known Ty before I was rapping.
Crazy.
He actually put us together, so.
That's wild, man. Yo, I think back to that era, and I remember like when you caught Like What, and it was like just everywhere.
Yeah.
And every label was barking down your throat.
Yeah.
And you never, because you had came from a major label situation when you were when you did I'm Toe Up, right?
Yeah, I did like a 2-single deal with Republic.
Did you ever regret not signing a major record deal at that moment? Because you kind of passed on, I'm sure, every situation possible at that time.
Well, just to be perfectly honest with you, that wasn't my decision to make at the time. I wasn't handling the business for Diamond Lane, but I'm not gonna go against the leadership of the person that got me to wanting people to even give me a deal.
Right.
So it was a group decision to do it a certain way, and it was times where I won't sit here and lie to you. It was times I'm like, damn, we should have did that or da-da-da. But sitting here present today and looking at the situation and looking at everybody, where everybody is and where they're at in ownership and where they're at with their records and what they can do and what they can't, we made the best decision possible. Because like I said, I licensed very well and it's not a lot of signatures.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
For sure.
Maintaining ownership of those records was very important.
Yeah. Who was somebody, was there, because like I think back to like the time Like What was going crazy, and this was kind of like peak, like I feel like there were some rapper crews, like MMG was signing fools, like did you have any of those like situations that like where somebody tried to bring you into the clique, like YG ended up with CTE?
Yeah, T.I. Definitely, we were going real strong together, just
Grand Hustle?
Yeah, Grand Hustle for sure. They probably came the hardest as far as a crew, but everybody
was trying to sign you.
Everybody reached out. But you can't sign me, like I'm right. That ain't. If anything, you can come be with my crew, right. And that's the way I was looking at it back then, because we were a self-contained unit. The reason why Diamond Lane was even invented was because I didn't like the way the system was ran.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And again, money is always cool. But we were blessed to come in with a little financial success,
right?
So we can pay for certain things and do certain things a little different.
Yeah, you guys were running it up.
Yeah, we had a good time.
You guys were doing all the club gigs, all the shows.
Yeah, man.
There was some random ass Vegas show I remember going to, like that was way off the strip. I forget where, man.
Oh yeah, we was gonna grab them bags
For sure.
We was gonna grab them bags.
Yo, for people who don't know, I met Pun through you.
Yeah.
So back in the day, Pun was your manager.
Yeah.
What's it like to see Pun become a podcaster?
I love it. Because
Because he's always been a ridiculously hilarious, ridiculous guy.
I think God put him right where he's supposed to be. He's always been that person.
For sure.
He's the reason those parties that he was throwing was the reason for all of those classic records I did. They were all thrown with some Pun party, from the potion parties we used to throw to him just like, man, shit, ain't nothing going on here. We got to turn this motherfucker up. His energy has always been that. So it's perfect. It's great to see. I love seeing what he's doing. I love seeing what AD's doing. T-Rail is the biggest surprise, though.
Right.
Like, I didn't see that one coming. And he's probably one of the best at what he does.
I love T-Rail.
Because he doesn't operate in fear.
Right.
When he talks to you and has a question for you. And he doesn't mind looking like, okay, I was wrong on that.
Mm-hmm. No, he's got a lot of humility and
he's a real one though. So
Yeah.
he's ready to back up anything you bring his way. So that to me, I call like that was the only interview I did for No Jumper was with him. I told him I don't even want to go up there just because I just saw something. But with T-Rail, I'm like, bro, I gotta come up there and just fuck with you because
I feel like a lot of guys went up there just to talk to T-Rail or AD.
Yeah, T-Rail, man. And this is no slight to that whole system. I just saw something, I didn't understand it.
Right.
I didn't understand what was going on up there too much, and I don't really do any real. I call the people I want to do interviews with. Like, I hit you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not really into just talking to everybody.
How do you feel about where, like, LA hip-hop is in 2023? Like,
It's in a funny place,
what do
if
you
you
mean?
ask me. It's in a place where people are afraid to try something new. And when I say try something new, that doesn't mean like go fucking do dance music. I'm saying like taking what we do and what we're known for, the funk, the instrumentation, the tempo, and just trying new sounds. Like I'm not saying become a jazz musician.
Right.
I'm not saying become an EDM star, but there's a people we're afraid to take risks.
Right.
And it's also really, really tough, and this is being the devil's advocate. It's tough to make music as a California artist because you're down if you do, you're down if you don't. If you don't make music, it's
gonna be hard to get buzzing here in your hometown.
You don't sound like here, they don't fuck with you here. But if you sound like here, you get no burn nowhere else.
True.
Unless
I just had a conversation with OGZ about that right before you got here.
Yeah.
Me and OGZ were talking about that. And I'm like, you've done a really good job of like somehow not being regional. Like he's sold out shows in Toronto. He's got a 40-day tour coming, and I'm like, you've one of the few guys who has done a really good job of, and I think a lot of it has to do with like networking outside of LA. Like Kalen did a good job of that. Like I think when Kalen was coming up, he went to Atlanta for like a year. You know what I mean? But yeah,
OG's is a cool just guy if you just see him. And I think honestly, bro, being Latin doesn't hurt. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't hurt with that.
Yeah.
You know, I'm more so speaking about like the black artists.
Right.
It's tough. We don't get as much leeway as everybody else. You're pigeonholed in a sense. Like even our first 5 minutes of conversation is talking about the Ratchet turn up. So for me to even be making this left I'm hitting, it's tough for people to fuck with. Like, wait a minute. But it's like, my thing is I don't drive the same car that I was in 12 years ago, so I'm damn sure not going to make the same music.
Right. No, for sure. You're a grown-ass man now.
But I think that's the moniker that we need to take on as a culture. I think there's some things that are working that I like, but something got to change.
This is the way I look at it, right? And I just talked to my boy, Salas?
Yeah.
Head's manager, yeah.
Yeah.
So me and Salas were talking about this yesterday, and I was like, think about, I'll say the three biggest artists to come out of LA in the last 20 years. No, I'll say 15 or 10 to 15, because I'm not going to include Game in that. So let's say the last decade. It's Tyler, the Creator, it's Kendrick Lamar, and it's Roddy Ricch. All three of them have something similar in common, as they all three do a really good job of not doing what's expected from a Cali artist. Not to say that like you won't hear Roddy on some shit that, you know what I mean? But I feel like that they're very good at just like pushing the boundaries of creating without like that, I guess that I got to do this for what I think is going to come. Like, Kendrick is obviously probably top 5 all time if you ask me.
I think,
But Tyler's crazy.
I think those are great names, and what you're really missing with those is big budgets. And that's not to take anything away from it, but it's tough for you to tell a new up-and-coming artist that they have to compete with that budget that those three people get.
But I think Odd Future came into the game doing some wild shit.
If you can find on record me saying Kendrick Lamar, Tyler the Creator, Doja Cat, Billie Eilish. Like,
is Doja Cat from LA?
Yes, she's from LA. Billie Eilish is from LA. Like, we have some of the biggest things in music. Anderson .Paak, like, we're not mentioning a lot of things that are really going on.
He's from Ventura, 805.
But the beauty of it is that when you got that kind of budget, and you know that $1 million to $500,000 to $1 million is about to go into what you're about to do, you're a little more freer with your music.
Right.
You're a lot more freer with your music.
Right.
And it's not to take away from them. They earn that. But it's not fair to tell somebody who has to pay for his own videos, his own clothes, have his own runner, book his own studio time,
pay their own bills
at the same time, and you're comparing them to those monsters.
I just think that, like, if you are coming up and you can say, okay, shit, maybe if I start to, because a lot of these guys do have followings now.
Don't have great followers because that's why they're able to make the money they are. But just imagine they're following with a $500,000 marketing budget.
It'd be crazy.
But this thing could be insane out here.
For some, yes.
Yeah. I mean, that's anything, though.
For anything,
That's
yeah,
for anything,
100%.
though. But
also, we're talking about, like, generationally talented people when we talk about Kendrick Lamar.
Bro, he's the GOAT.
That's what I mean. So it's like what do we, like, listen, that's like an extreme.
I don't even, honestly,
he's an alien.
I kind of leave those two out of a lot of conversations. Kendrick and Tyler, you just push them over there. That's like that.
Yeah, because
Jordan,
they're
Kobe,
like,
LeBron,
they're like
you push them there.
generational creatives.
There what happens when amazing skill, amazing talent, hard work, and somebody that believes financially and spiritually all happen at one time. But that's not typical in any genre of music. And that's the thing, that's the gift and the curse for being from LA. I think a lot of people have the potential to do that, but they have to understand why they're not so they can keep going. A lot of people get caught up in this shit of trying to compete, and it's just like, you're not.
Well, let me ask you this, right? Because there was an era in music when the LA sound was literally hip-hop sound. And that was when League of Stars were producing for guys like, did League of Stars did they do R.I.P.?
No, must have do R.I.P.
Okay. They did something. I'm trying to think
They did the Tiger Faded, Lil Wayne.
Faded, that's what it was. But like, I think about that era, right? Where like there's I'm Different from 2 Chainz, there's R.I.P., there's Act Right from Yo Gotti, which P-Lo produced. Right. There's like all these like records that are obviously West Coast inspired records. Mm-hmm. Why do you think that run did not translate? Because think about it, like Atlanta sound is just the country sound now, right? Do you think there's ever been like besides that little pocket of time, which was maybe 2 or 3 years, there was a time when hip hop sounded like LA?
Of course, late, early 90s, all the way to the mid. Like, you got to think, like, there's no Brat Funktified if Deep Cover doesn't come out.
You're right about that.
Like,
Funktified was
right.
I always used to be like, this just sounds like the female Doggy Style.
Yeah, there's no like there's on record of Biggie Smalls saying I'm emulating Snoop Dogg's album. Like at that time, the break beat, the sub put together with the sample, that was our sound. And then every 5 years, this shit just kind of shifts. I think what happened in both of those times, from when we had our run with that sound and the OGs had their run, huge radio support. Like, huge radio support. People don't understand it's the second biggest market in the United States. So when people come here and they don't hear what we sound like, it's tough. It's just really, really tough. We got a lot of radio support. I will say myself, I'll speak for myself.
Yeah, your shit was in power rotation everywhere.
Where, like, anywhere, and even to this day, like, there's 3 to 4 records that are gonna come on every day. Right. So that helps a lot. You know what I'm saying? But when you have to, like, get a sound hot without the backing of your radio, and I understand how radio works, I get it, it's a business, et cetera, et cetera. But that's why that won't happen. But the reason why 2 Chainz and them was riding around out here and they heard them songs, like, oh shit, I want to get on that.
Right.
Oh man, Lil Wayne, oh Drake, oh man, this is going crazy. I want to get on that. I'm outside partying. That's what's turning on. Mm-hmm. If you don't click on the radio, you click on the radio and you don't hear what the city sounds like, it's just kind of tough.
So you think radio, because again, that's a different era, right? So we're talking 13 years ago? 12 years ago? When it was 2012?
I'll say, yeah.
When was like what, 2012?
2012.
So yeah, so that's 11 years ago. But 2010 was like, 2010 I think was Tooted and Booted.
2011.
2011-ish, yeah. But I think that like fast forward to today, right? And now radio's not as important. And I'm on the radio all over the country.
I don't think that. I keep hearing that until I get in somebody's car from out of town. And that's the radio's on. And the thing is, this is a tourist city.
Right.
Everybody here is still listening to the radio. They're not coming in here and turning on streaming services when they first get to LA. They might turn it on, not like what they hearing, and go to their playlist. But these are all people from out of town. This is a gumbo spot.
So do you still think that, particularly for Cali, it's imperative that radio heavily supports local? I mean, and listen, I think that, like you said, we don't need to dive into the business of radio.
No, not at all. But I don't think even I'm not even saying local. Like I don't. The thing is, you can't be local when your market is the number 2 media market in the world. Somebody can literally go platinum just in California.
Yeah, they could.
So imagine the power that radio has here in New York. Because there's so many people. Now, I'm not talking about like Missouri or somewhere, one of these middle market spots. It doesn't weigh as heavy. But out here, we can control it because we're not number 1, but we're number 2.
Right. Yeah, I think that so like being on the other side of it, there's been a lot of records that like, at least at Real, we jumped out on. And
it's tough. Me and Dogg had a 2-hour conversation at Puff House about this whole thing.
Yeah,
and he broke it all the way down.
And we've like jumped out on records where like me and like shout out to Amen. Amen will add a record like, all right, let's try this record. This record's making some noise. Let's throw it out there like a ASM the Bobster, which is obviously a huge record that is big in the club. It just didn't translate to radio research.
Right.
So you play that record, and for a lot of people who don't know, like when you play a song on the radio, you'll get the way that radio's rated is stupid. There's these people carrying these fucking pagers that track your real-time listening. And then that is how they come up with their ratings. So if you get into an Uber and you have that pager on you and your Uber driver's playing fucking K-Rock, you're a K-Rock listener, literally, because it's on. Whether or not you're into it, it's still playing. If you walk into a store and they're playing any radio, Power 106, Real 92.3, you might be a fucking old white dude, but you're a fucking Real 92.3 listener subconsciously, whether you like it or not. It's on, you're in there, whatever, right? So they can see when a song comes on, they call it an M score. Mm-hmm. So if a song gets played, and the person who is holding that meter changes the station. Let's say they change it after 10 seconds, 20 seconds, whatever. It negatively will impact the score of that song.
Like streaming, like when they put on a playlist, your credit score goes up and down on how long they listen to it.
Yep.
Yeah, but that's a very dated system. But again,
it's the system.
It's the system. So that's why it's important.
Right.
Because if you just said why it's so important to make sure that something is heard that sounds like here, just so it can get a chance.
Who do you like from the new wave of guys?
I mean, I'm biased with a few people just because,
who you biased
ties
with?
And things like that. But I love playing. I love Airplane.
Airplane.
I love what he does.
He's great.
He's amazing. He came up here and smoked it too. He went
did,
crazy.
Man.
I'm really into like some newer guys though, like musicians, and
Okay.
like I'm working with this group called the Melodics right now.
Dope.
They're special. Man, there's so many. I like Wally the Sensei out my neighborhood.
He's amazing.
Like, you know what I'm saying? It's.
Oh, I love his shit.
It's so many of them.
I think Wally could be like,
but
could break out of LA easily.
It's the music, bro. The music, the actual sonics and sounds, that the beat selection that has to change.
I just think like with Wally, like he's so good at the melodic shit that it could work anywhere. Like I think of like "Scandalous" as a song to me that like
it's crazy.
Could go anywhere.
He's crazy.
Like I know he's signed now. I think he's on Capitol.
Capitol.
And I'm like, yo, how do you guys not fucking press the button on O3 Flow or fucking?
I mean, you gotta understand, man. Like
it's like that shit'll work anywhere.
It's so many. It's like you said. There's so many pager systems and so many M meters, and it's just like, bruh, at some point, man, we got to go back to the feeling.
I hope Greedo. I think I saw some sort of talking that they like might do like a O3 Flow 2, or he might get on an official remix.
Yeah, I saw that too.
I might not be too educated on what's going on with that, but that would be crazy.
Right. Right. I think another thing is too is like the shit goes so fast now. It's like what's new and what's veteran and what's OG. Like Greedo to me is you can consider him new, but he's not.
He's not.
He's now this mainstay that represented a chunk of this thing. So I think that's where we get lost too. It's like
he's not new here. I mean, I just think me and my boy were just talking about this. Like they had him and RJ had the first verses.
Yeah.
At the Novo?
Yeah,
they was going back and forth with each other online, and I remember like 3 days later they were all
genius.
I remember me and Head were like, we're not going.
Yeah.
We don't want no part of that shit.
Genius.
We're like, wait a minute.
It was genius.
Both of them and all their crews are gonna be Head's like, Kev,
no problems, no fights,
but no problems.
Right. That's what happens. That's what happens when you just go with the gut and the feeling, man. Like those two guys were amazing the way they handled that, and that's why they were still mainstays in the culture. Because sometimes you gotta have a little balls, you gotta risk it.
Yeah,
and that goes out to everybody that's picking what we're about to listen to. Sometimes you just gotta have a little balls and risk it. You know?
Right. Yo, what's good, man? We got to stop the interview to tell you about our good folks at MyBookie. That's right, man. NBA season is winding down. Playoffs are going down. So many ways you can get money. You can bet on who you think is going to win the finals. You can get your prop bets per game. We are finally down to the final 8 right now. My Suns ain't looking good at the time of recording. Not looking good. Look, go to mybookie.ag right now. Sign up. I've been gambling on MyBookie for over 10 years. So listen, come and join me. Let's get this money together. MyBookie.ag. When you use the promo code BOOTLEG, when you sign up, use that promo code, you're going to get that deposit bonus. That deposit bonus is crazy. It's the sign-up bonus you get. And not only are basketball, football, which is starting to creep up on us, baseball's back. MLB baseball, man. All season long, you get this money. Plus, they got the online casino. If you're into craps, blackjack, roulette, fucking slot machines, whatever it is, go to mybookie.ag right now. Use that promo code BOOTLEG and get that free deposit bonus. That's how we're doing things, all right? Also want to give a big shout out to the homies at King Palm, man. These are our new sponsors at King Palm. Now, this is the thing about these King Palms, man. These things right here. Natural. Natural leaves, free of tobacco and additives, the only thing I smoke out of. And what's dope is they got these other ones, right? This is one of their more popular items right here. Great flavor. These are the leaf rolls. They hold 1 gram each, and they got the terpene-fused tips, which means you squeeze and you pop the tip while you're smoking your flower, and you get a little burst of flavor. These are the peach pineapples. They got the energy drink flavor. They got blueberry, watermelon, all kinds of shit, man. So what's dope, if you go to kingpalm.com and use the promo code BOOTLEGKEV right now, you're going to get half off. Half off. Half off. Kingpalm.com, tobacco-free, natural wraps, all right? And also don't forget, if you're in, wherever you're at, go to 7-Eleven, they got them. Your local smoke shop, one of the most successful businesses in the game when it comes to the all-natural leaf. The most successful. No tobacco, no nicotine, just natural leaves to stuff your flower in. And in case you did not know, they also have whatever size King Palm this is. This is a giant leaf wrapped around some premium can I buy. Shout out to King Palm. Go follow them one more time. Kingpalm.com, promo code BOOTLEGKEV. Save 50% off. Let's get back to the interview. For your new company, are you signing artists? Or not?
I'm more so looking to sign creatives.
Okay.
I want the new digital designers. I want the new web designers. I want cameramen, photographers, clothing designers, the things that kind of make the business go.
Right.
As far as an artist, I won't ever sign an artist. I'll partner with one. I don't like that term.
Right.
You're signed to me. I have your masters. That shit is a little weird for me. But I'm more so getting a group of creatives together. So if somebody did have an artist, you can bring them over to 50 million.
We can help you
get
out.
your project.
Yeah.
And we can get your project done really, really fast.
Yeah, you need music videos, you need artwork, merch,
you need
whatever
you need. Instrumentation, you need studios, you need a stylist.
Right.
You need whatever you want. We can make that whole thing happen.
I respect it. What inspired you to get into you're a coffee drinker? What do we This is a big deal.
Yeah, man.
Compton Coffee House Blend. Is it good?
I'll let you be the judge of that. I think it's amazing.
I got to figure out.
Shout out to my partners at Bigsby.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I have a Keurig, so I'm not even sure how to make this coffee.
Well, I mean, I can show you. You know what I'm saying? You can take.
Beans or?
No, that's not beans. That's ground.
Is this instant coffee?
No, it's not. So what you do is you get the filter. You know that little filter
Yes,
thing? You can just literally sit it on the top and take the hot water and pour it, and it'll just seep down.
We have a press in there, a coffee press, so I can use that, right?
Yeah. It's fire.
I gotta try it.
But we have Keurigs coming.
I love black coffee.
Yeah, that one you can drink straight. It got the chocolate notes in it. It's definitely. I sat there and actually put that together myself. Like I got to pick the blend, the Guatemalan. I went through this whole damn college course in coffee before we started. And yeah, man, I'm excited about the start of it. We're about to enter a lot of different stores coming soon.
You ever watch Curb Your Enthusiasm?
I didn't. I've seen the clips on.
Okay, never mind. There's an episode about coffee that's like he like goes to like wherever they have. I think he goes to Colombia, and he illegally imports a bunch of coffee beans. You gotta watch the show. It's great.
I'm gonna check it out.
Curb Your Enthusiasm. Snoop sampled Curb Your Enthusiasm, the theme song, on his last album.
Yes. Yeah. I remember that.
It was the greatest shit ever. I was like, I've met Snoop a bunch. That is my one interview in my whole life that I've yet to do. He changed my life. Like I got Doggy Style when I was 5. Right. Changed my whole life. It's like I've been fucking hounding Kevin for like 5 years. Like, bro, I'll go to Snoop. I'll go to the compound.
Right.
Whatever you need from me, I'll fucking do it. I just want to interview Snoop.
Snoop's a movie. He's a walking movie. He is a film and has the biggest heart, one of the biggest hearts in the game. And I'm not here without Snoop Dogg. Actually, he's helped me a lot with a bunch of stuff I've going on.
And Snoop is the most. I mean, I think he's somehow as a rapper. He's still underrated, somehow. When we talk about, like, the greatest of all time list, I don't hear his name mentioned enough.
Well, I mean, that just all depends on who you're asking because, I mean, everybody's going to have their reason for why somebody's their greatest, and some people would think it's lyricism. Some people would think it's stage presence.
If it's lyricism, go listen to Doggy Style.
The thing is,
the Dogfather.
He checks off every category, and sometimes, man, you just don't like a winner. Right. A lot of people just don't like people that win so much.
He is the most famous rapper.
He's one of the most famous people
I was about to say that.
He's top 5 most famous faces on planet Earth. That's an actual stat.
I agree.
So
he's the most famous rapper ever.
Yeah, but he's
more famous than Eminem, Drake. I don't give a fuck. My grandma knows who Snoop is. Everybody knows Snoop.
He's
like the Shaq of hip hop. Like, if you could never have watched basketball in your fucking life, you know who Shaquille O'Neal is. You might not. There's people who don't know. Like, they might know Michael Jordan's name.
Right.
But Michael Jordan ain't in a bunch of commercials right now.
Yeah.
Shaq is on TV every day. He's selling general car insurance. Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. So, yeah, Snoop's a movie, man.
I love Snoop.
You got to set that up, though, man. Kev, man, holla at it, man.
That's my fucking man. That's the one interview. I was so mad I went to WrestleMania and they were selling like the limited edition Snoop Dogg wrestling belts and they fucking sold out before I could buy one. $750. I was going to buy one.
And I got to plug you, man.
I fucking love Snoop, man. Doggy Style is like...
I got to plug y'all, man.
What do you think is Snoop's second best album? It's his second best album.
What is his second best album?
In your opinion.
What do I think is his second best album?
Because Doggy Style's number 1. I'm talking about to you. What is your second favorite Snoop album?
It's either Top Dog, No Limit, or Rhythm and Gangster. It's one of those two.
Mine is Top Dog, and then it's The Last Meal. I like The Last Meal.
Last Meal.
The Last Meal was crazy.
Yeah, his last 2 No Limit offerings was insane.
I didn't like the first No Limit album.
No, the first one was getting his feet wet.
It was like they were trying to do the No Limit thing too much with Snoop, and it was just like that Top Dog was the one though, because that's Bitch Please was on there.
And it was fuck them other hitters. It was crazy. That record's crazy. That Rhythm and Gangsters though, nobody saw that.
Rhythm and Gangsters was crazy.
Beautiful. It was like wow.
Him and Pharrell caught a fucking way. Even the Bush album he did with the Neptunes was actually a little. Snoop's got, man. Shout out to Snoop, bro.
Come on, man.
So listen, you got a new album coming. You're announcing it on the 8th?
Yeah, we'll announce it.
Well, we'll wait until then to drop this.
For sure.
What's the name of the album?
Come out on the 8th, actually.
Come on, 8th? Okay.
So what's the name of the album?
I Owe Myself.
I like that.
Yeah.
You owe yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. What is the why? I mean, Yeah, I think you owe yourself too.
Right.
You're a fucking legend, man. You're over here fucking putting coffee out. We need some rap music.
Come on, man. Yeah, I feel like I owe myself this moment, musically, sonically, spiritually, business-wise. I have been a part of helping a lot of people.
For sure.
You know, I've assisted a lot of people in helping them make their dreams come true. And actually, I've done a lot of things that I probably wasn't spearheading. I was just kind of like following the lead or assisting somebody else. This one is like, I'm going to do it exactly how I want to do it. From the people I choose to produce, from who I choose to mix, to who I choose to shoot videos. I owe myself this one moment to be as high-level music as I can. So I really dove in deep on it.
Sonically, what is like the vibe of this?
I'll just tell you what I was listening to on the way to the studio.
Yeah.
D'Angelo Brown Sugar.
Okay.
Thriller. Get Rich or Die Trying.
Shit.
And Aquemini.
Ooh.
Those were the like.
Aquemini's right there.
Yeah, those were the 4 projects that were on repeat during this whole process. And then I would like throw in like Graduation, Kanye out of nowhere, just random. But yeah, it's in that pocket of things.
Any Chachi moments on this album?
Chachi, what does that mean?
I feel like when I think of D2B, I think that's like, is that your like? I feel like that's kind of like your fucking, that's your persona.
I mean, you mean where I'm talking sexually towards women? Is that what you're talking about?
Or just some shit that I can do some Molly to.
I don't know. I mean, organized confusion. You can do whatever you like to do whenever you want to do it. I've seen people do Molly to jazz, so it's all on how you tend to do, how you do your thing. I think I touch on a lot of different subjects here, and I think there'll be some moments that you can play in your club, and you can they breaking in the spot.
What the fuck is that?
You grab a knife. Grab a knife.
No, we're fine. Find my producer.
I'll actually send you the link, and you can check it out.
So, let's go back to the Welcome to Mollywood days. Mm-hmm. What is your craziest? Give me your, because I've had some pretty wild nights tripping hard. I've never done Molly in my life, never done MDMA. Now they're using MDMA as like literal, like people who have PTSD.
Right.
They do MDMA therapy.
Right.
Give me your craziest Molly story, peak problem, Molly World days.
I would never tell you that story here on live on this show, but I will say one like that I can't say that doesn't involve anybody else or whatever. The first time I ever tried it, it was a long ass car ride. It was Halloween, and I was in the car for 2 hours, and that was the most enjoyable car ride ever. And it was when I figured out I was gonna sample the Master P record.
Oh, so you were on Molly when you figured that out?
When me and Lucc riding the old shit we used to listen to, and we like, oh, this is crazy. We got to flip this tomorrow. So then the next morning, I went to the studio about 10 o'clock, took a little bit, and went. Sat there, made the beat, created the song right then the next morning.
Crazy. Yeah, you're like, dude, when I think of Molly, I think of problem.
Well, I don't like that. I want you to think,
and I think
that's why my name is JasonMartin now, because I don't want you to think when you think of a drug, you think of me. So that's not the vibe.
You got a couple of classic mixtapes, shout out to.
Like I said, I had a good time, but I do not want you to. I repeat, I do not want you guys to think of Molly.
Aren't you glad you weren't doing Molly when fentanyl was out?
I'm glad. Oh wow. Yeah, shit.
You got it at the right time.
Nah, I just like I said, man, I had a good time. I had a good time. Something crossed me that nobody was really doing at the time, and I just was talking about my day to day and what I was on and how I was partying. And I thought I needed a daring, shocking name to get people to click.
Because I'm thinking, if you came up with the like what idea, that probably was like a 2011 car ride.
Nah, I did that. Nah, I did. That was on Mollywood 2.
Okay, so 2012.
Yeah.
When it came out?
No, like right before I did part 1.
Okay, so
I had the song. I recorded the song,
right?
But we put it on part 2.
I'm just trying, because did you ever go to the Bay and like, did they ever like say, hey, dude, it's not Molly, it's this?
Nah, but you already know I was already in the Bay anyway.
You were in the Bay heavy.
Mr. Fab used to have me coming up there, staying at his houses in 2007. Him and Stretch. I've always been in the Bay. Keek Sneak told me I'm honorary Oakland. He said, "Are you in Oakland? I know you're from Cali, you're an Oakland nigga." So They didn't have to tell me. They knew I wasn't there to bite the culture. I just talked to E40 today.
Right.
Like I'm from California. I don't rep just one.
I like that. Are you gonna pop up at any one of these games?
I mean, it's
the Battle of Cali
I'm
right now.
thinking of going to the game. I guess it'll be tonight, air-wise. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm thinking of popping in there. I definitely want to go.
Did you see Mr. Fab and E40 last night? They had the whole fucking Mr. Fab suit was ridiculous.
Yeah, man.
Where do you get a suit like that?
Man, they custom them too.
Yeah.
They only custom doing their thing. Front row 40 gonna be at everything.
Everything, bro.
Yeah, he's definitely gonna be there too.
Talk to me, because I do feel like, with the name change, I feel like it's obviously shows an intentional pivot creatively, and just kind of like you said, your problem is a legend. JasonMartin, I feel like you're not starting from scratch, because people who follow you know about, people who follow you closely, your fans, they know what's up. Do you feel like this new project, like you said, you're gonna be kind of a new artist to like a whole new generation of people? Do you feel that way?
I think that for me, that was the point.
Yeah.
The point was to say, this apartment building is doing very well for me. I still own it, but what's wrong with having two? Yeah. You get what I'm saying? JasonMartin is my name. This is about my family. This is about my legacy. This is about my children saying I'm a Martin. My dad, this is my son. This is about bigger than like music, but musically, this explains the pivot. And I like the fact that I'm a brand new artist. It gives me like realistic goals for what I'm doing, especially now. Like, it's been like a fucking pain in the ass with all the DSP situations and changing your name and having to tie this name to this one. It's a lot. This is not just a regular name change. This is a real business thing that had to happen that I wasn't really aware of. So I think this is a good direction forward. Yes, sonically I'm different. Physically I'm different. Mentally I'm different. If you just hear the way I talk, it's just not the same. My messaging is not the same.
So if I want to go listen to Like What on Spotify, is it under JasonMartin now?
It's still under Problem.
Okay, so you're starting a whole new profile.
There's a whole new profile right now.
Okay.
That started JasonMartin.
So you're literally starting from scratch.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, it's crazy to me. Like with us, we just got announced as one of the top 100 West Coast songs of all time by Rolling Stone. For that to happen, and then the next day I actually post my new single, Frequency. Mm-hmm. We're on a whole new frequency. For me, it's just crazy. And you would think it was planned like that, and it just wasn't.
What do you think about the list?
I'm on it, so I love it.
And you know what? A lot of people are on it that I'm glad that, because when Rolling Stone and these big publications do these fucking lists, they're usually just goofy. And
yeah, I think what we gotta understand is this. And I was talking to Terrace about this earlier. There's a lot of lists that I don't see my name on.
Right.
There's a lot of situations that I'm not really brought up in when it comes to who did this in the last decade and who did what. And I don't complain. Mm-hmm. I clap and like and keep going. So don't start bitching now that you're not on this one, whoever that is.
Right.
That's not how this works. These lists are not. They're not set in stone. These are opinions.
I haven't dove into the list. I've
been seeing all type of crazy shit. I've been like, whoa.
I saw you were on there. I saw Pilo made it at the end.
I think, of course, with any list, I saw records that I'm like, I didn't even know that song. So it made me have to go dive in and listen. I know that there's records that I think should be on there.
What was your biggest snub, you think?
I don't want to say person. I say song. I think
song.
I think that Snoop should have had a lot more songs. I think
for sure.
Tupac should have had a lot more songs. I think E40 should have had a lot of more more records. Honestly, and again, not just because I'm on it, but Function birthed three.
Wait, Function wasn't on there?
Function not on there. 40, he got I Want to Be Saved is
Tell Me When It Goes not on there?
Nah, that's not on there. That's what we were talking about that earlier. We were
Tell Me When It Goes not on the list?
Nah. I mean, it's a lot of records.
Number one?
Number one is Nothing But a G Thing.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Like I said, those things are subjective. These are
I think if you were to make a realistic list, you would be including so many from the same artist.
You're right.
So I think that they probably were like, hey, look.
And again, I mean, would I be upset if I wasn't on it. I mean, we'll never know.
Like Gangsta
but
make the
I'm
world,
telling you,
Gangsta make the world go round, and Gangsta Killer, Dope Dealer, Bow Down, all that shit should be on there.
We all got personal favorites. I think that
did Matt 10 have a solo song on there?
He didn't have a solo. I want to say he had a couple. We had one with Westside
like
Connection.
So Full Life should
I
be
saw
on
something
there?
with him with Westside Connection, and I saw one with him and Nothing But the Cabbie Head with Dogg Pound.
I love Backyard Boogie too. But yeah, there's so many, like you said, it's all subjective.
It's all subjective. I think what should happen is you clap for who's on there, and then you make your own list.
Make your own list.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no need to shit on the list if you didn't make it.
Because they don't want me to get to talking about a lot of these lists.
Well, you can't. You can never
crazy.
make a list like that and make everyone happy.
It's an opinion-based list.
It's all subjective.
This is what I do want to say. We shit on the Grammys. We shit on Rolling Stone. We shit on all these publications. But we get mad when they don't do what we want them to do. It's like, that makes no sense to me. If you don't care about it, I don't need a Grammy. I hear all these things. I don't need this. But then get mad when they don't include you. I don't understand.
Yeah, if you don't need
that
it.
That doesn't make any sense. Like, I don't understand where all the anger come from. Because if I don't need something, I don't give a fuck what it's doing.
Right.
So I think we should just stop. We need to stop all this goddamn complaining out here. I think it's beautiful that somebody took time to write about the West Coast for once.
For sure.
And really just focus on that. And there's going to be more lists. I'm pretty sure this list is going to spawn tons of lists and all our streams are going to go up.
There's no way in hell enough DJ Quick songs made the list either. I don't even have to look at it.
Tonight's pretty high.
Good.
It's pretty high. He got up there. He's pretty high. Shout out to my brother.
As it should be. Is Too Short's player on there?
Nah, he has
Getting It?
Blow the Whistle is like high. He like top 10.
Is Getting It on there though?
I don't know if Getting It on there.
Getting It's got it, but Jesus.
But I like how they put Batarram on there.
Right.
It's like we weren't here to see the effect of some of these things.
I just saw some of the shit and I was like, oh shit, they actually put some shit on there that like.
Tonight's 16.
Good.
They had 95 Infinity. What is it?
Top 5, right?
Yeah, that's it.
As it should be. Top 10.
But guess what though?
Top
That
10.
record wasn't commercially successful
Top
like
10
that.
record. It's 5? Yeah, I think it should be.
That's
10.
pretty. That's
top 10.
I'm just saying. I think like again.
Gin,
thank you.
Okay, where's Gin and Juice? 2 or 3? It's got to be top 5.
Nah.
It's not even top 10. Blow the Whistle, number 6.
Wait, Gin and Juice isn't top 5?
It was good. Oh, it's number 8. It is
Okay.
top 10.
Bro, you gotta think, brother. What? I know they don't
Where's
say
California
it. The
Love?
West Coast has a lot of
Where's
songs.
California Love?
Let me see.
Or are they not including Tupac? Because
Or 13.
fuck out of here. I see. Look,
They got Hail Mary though as higher up.
Hail Mary's higher.
Hail Mary's number 4.
Yeah. Oh no! Don't do that. Come on now! Don't do that. Come on! Don't do that. I know. See, the thing is, look.
I like Hail Mary more.
I like that this is finally a conversation that isn't derived in bullshit.
Is
and
Roddy
beef.
Rich on there?
Yeah.
The box?
Yeah.
Okay. See, this is the thing. If you really like,
Donald Trump, 23.
I mean, yes, the New York-based publication would have the "Fuck Donald Trump" song higher than it should be, because it can't be higher than "Toot It and Boot It," but it is, I'm sure.
I don't know.
You wouldn't put "Fuck Donald Trump" higher than "Toot It and Boot It," would you? "Toot It and Boot It" was like a fucking moment. I did a lot. I kicked off Ty's solo shit for real. Like, he had All Star and he had his shit, but "Toot It and Boot It" is like what changed YG and Ty's whole trajectory.
I think FDT was so left. Nobody saw that coming over the conscious
It was some
daughter
political
beat.
shit for
it
sure.
was a Bay Area moment in some forms with the conscious daughter situation.
Nipsey was on it.
You got Nip and
How many Nipsey songs? I mean, they gotta at least have.
Nip? I think
It's
is.
not like this is like
You Broke should be on there.
I think last time I checked, it's top 10. If I'm not
Last time
mistaken.
I checked it is, hold on. I think it was like 12, 11.
Last time I checked, is higher than California Love.
11, yeah.
You got yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, man.
Where's Bow Down at?
Where's Bow Down?
Where's Straight Outta Compton?
It's on
Straight
there.
Compton's up there.
It's on there.
Easy E Radio. Easy E.
Straight Outta Compton's number 2. Mad City's number 3.
All right, I like the 3. Yo, Real Motherfucking G's by Easy E's got to be
That's
top 100.
definitely. They're not putting that on there.
That's such a great
They're not
record.
gonna put that on there.
Yo, that song's so fun.
I just wish it wasn't about one of my heroes. But
Hey, what happened to the other guys on that song?
Oh, Dryston, BG Knockout?
Yeah.
They're still around.
Yo, fucking that song's so good.
They're still around.
It's like one of my favorite diss songs ever. I don't think anyone ever talks about that shit's so hard. I remember having that fucking on CD. That shit was.
I as a kid, I hated that moment because it made us have to pick. But they were going at each other. It was hard. It was fire. That exchange.
See,
was
I
fire.
never knew as a little kid that Eazy-E was like didn't really like pen a lot of his own shit. So as I was a little kid, I just thought always just Too Short, Snoop, and Eazy-E were like just gods.
I mean, they were, man.
I got like a gas station tape that had Eazy-E's radio on it.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I love that.
Yeah, Eazy-E kicked off all this shit.
For sure.
Without Eazy-E, there's no West Coast business.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? We got to
For
really
sure.
understand. But this is what I like.
Ice-T on there,
this
Colors?
This is what I like about that list.
Ice-T Colors?
We're having a conversation that's a music-based conversation about the West Coast. Not no bullshit-ass beefs and all that other shit. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
Come on, man. I love it. I love
gotta
it.
dive into the list.
I think you should. I think you're going to be thoroughly entertained. And again, let's just keep it positive.
Feeling myself on there, Mac Dre? I'm just curious.
Yeah, Mac
Top
Dre
10,
is
right?
That's
top 10.
It shouldn't be top 10.
number 9.
It's too high. It is summertime. If you're dealing with erectile dysfunction, ED, if you will, maybe you got stress at work. Maybe you're tired of looking at the same chick. Maybe you just need a little pep in your step. You need to get on that BlueChew, man. You don't need to do anything, but it'd be nice to have the option to. So go to BlueChew.com right now. Use the promo code BOOTLEG and get the first month supply of BlueChew for free. What is BlueChew? Well, BlueChew is a chewable. Gets delivered to your door in a discreet package. No doctor's appointments, no doctor's visits. And it has the same active ingredient as Viagra and Cialis. So we're talking about getting your dick hard here. In case that went over your head, you know. It won't go over your head once you take it. I promise you that. BlueChew also is incredible because not only does it come in the blue chewable flavor with the same active ingredient as Viagra and Cialis, but it also has a mint chewable flavor, which is the same active ingredient as Levitra. All right. All this, if you're questioning, I don't know, I don't want to spend no money. Does this shit work? Look, yes, it works. And you don't have to spend money if you use the promo code BOOTLEG at BlueChew.com because it's going to get delivered right to your house. They're going to give you a month's supply for free. You just got to pay $5 shipping. That's it. The BlueChew's coming to your house. No awkward doctor's appointments. No awkward doctor's visits. It's all online. BlueChew.com. Thank me later. What's up, guys? Hey, if you are watching this and it's April 20th, 420, I'm going to be hanging out at Jardin today. That's right. Put the flyer up, Lucc. I'll be at Jardin hanging out all day today. The craziest, most just luxurious, illest dispensary in the world, located right in Las Vegas, Nevada. Now, Jardin Las Vegas, they are our family. They sponsor the podcast. I love those guys dearly. And when I say that it is the best place I've ever walked into to buy premium cannabis, I'm not lying. Best customer service, best bud tenders, best bud to put in your king palm. And just overall, man, just a great experience. So what y'all need to do is go follow them online. Jardin_Las Vegas. Follow them on the gram. We got a lot of dope stuff in the works. They actually just opened a fire podcast studio, so we're going to be doing a lot of content in Vegas. Live from Jardin. They also just dropped a fucking tennis shoe with Fila. They got dope fly gear. Man, premium cannabis. The best selection. Culture. Sniff. You walk in there, man, listen, they got, I'm not even lying to y'all. Jardin has their own signature scent, and it smells good. I keep a bottle of it in my car. Literally. Maybe twice a day I spray that. Whoosh, get that Jardin whiff. It smells amazing. So look, make sure you go to Jardin. If you're in Vegas, get in that Uber. Get in that cab as soon as you touch down. Say, take me to Jardin. The taxi drivers, the Uber drivers, they know exactly where it is because it's the hottest spot in Vegas. They're going to take you straight there. You're going to tell them I sent you. They're going to get you situated real nicely, all right? Jardin_Las Vegas. Go show them some love. Go to JardinLasVegas.com. Got to give a shout out to our OGs, my dogs at Odd Socks, baby. They've been fucking with us from day one. And they've been dropping so many crazy, dope new like socks. You know, first of all, can we talk about Beavis and Butthead? They just dropped the Beavis and Butthead socks and draws. Let's take a check. Just a nice little peek at the Beavis and Butthead drawskis, bruh. Ooh. Come on, man. They also just dropped Coca-Cola. We got Scarface. We got Reese's. We got the big fucking Lebowski. So many dope socks, the most comfortable socks in the world, the most comfortable underwear in the world. And check this out. Right now, you can get 20% off. That's 20% off at checkout at oddsocksofficial.com using the promo code BOOTLEG. So go right now, oddsocksofficial.com. My first suggestion would be get you a pair or a pack of the Odd Socks Basics, the black and the whites. Those are my go-tos. And then you got to fuck with some of these big Lebowski socks. And they just got Coca-Cola. They got the Scarface boys. Like, what are we talking about, man? What are you waiting on? They are the most comfortable socks in the world. So if you're not wearing Odd Socks, you're just cheating yourself. You know what I mean? You're really cheating yourself. They got fucking South Park. Come on, bruh. What are we talking about? Go to oddsocksofficial.com right now. Use the promo code BOOTLEG. Save 20% off at checkout on the most comfortable socks in the world. Or don't and keep torturing yourself with those shitty socks you're wearing right now. Be a damn shame. Anyway, let's get back to the interview. Let's do it.
Why don't you do your list? I would actually be entertained if
Somebody from the Bay wrote that list. If Mac Dre's top 10. I love Dre. It's about top. It's like 32 though. It feels like
32.
It feels like a 37.
He just yelled out of there.
Tell me when to go should be top 10. What? That's why I like Blow the Whistle. Blow the Whistle being top 10 is fucking perfect. Getting It should be higher than Feeling Myself.
Getting It?
Come on, man.
Okay. Hey, listen, I like how you take a stance. I'm into that. You know what I'm saying? I'm into that.
Is the Ice Cube Dre Natural Born Killers on there? There's no way it's on there. They didn't put that on there.
No, that's not on there.
It's not on there. It's not on there. You don't even have to look. It's not on there.
Do you smoke on this show?
Sometimes. I smoked. I got high as fuck yesterday. What about Corrupt Ride With Us? Is that... No, that's Daz and Corrupt, right?
That's Corrupt.
What's it? That's Streets is a Mother's one of the fucking most slept on albums ever.
One of the most amazing. But that thing dropped the same time as Chronic 2001.
Okay. Is Exhibit on the list? Yeah. Are they considering Exhibit LA? Because I know he's from New Mexico, but he's an LA rapper. Because Tupac's from Baltimore.
LA, it's West Coast. They got people from Seattle. They got people from Seattle.
Exhibit. Who's on?
New Mexico is West Coast.
No. But who's on? Who's got Seattle? Sir Mix-a-Lot?
I think they got Sir Mix-a-Lot on there. I want to say they got some Macklemore record on there too.
The box is 53.
Exhibit's got to be on there.
He is. He's right.
Is Bitch Please in there? Is Get
Exhibit's
Your Wog on?
That's what's on there for him.
Good.
We're actually right next to each other.
Bow Down 64.
That's fucking crazy. 64? Mac Dre.
You have not seen the list. You need to look at the list and see what's going on. They give an explanation for everything.
Gucci 71.
Oh, fuck this list.
Right above Nothing But the
Cabby hit.
Back 10 to
Krayshawn?
right
Okay.
above.
You know what? Fuck
Hey,
this.
shout out to my boy Stretch, baby. Yeah. Shout out to Stretch.
A lot of people don't know Krayshawn was a cameraman, or she was a camera chick for, when I first met Krayshawn, she was the camera chick for the YG Ty Bobby Bracken's tour.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it was...
She stayed down too. I fuck with her. Like I remember a bigger artist tried to snatch her and then she was like, no, I'm
worst
rolling with
interview
Stretch.
I ever did in my life. Yeah. I literally ended it and was like, oh, you can go. You don't want to be here.
I mean, you know, it's tough when you get those big records.
But you know what happens when you get those big records and you treat people like shit? You only got one of them. I'm not a fan of Krayshawn, but I know Stretch was behind her. But I met her, bro. When I interviewed her, it was literally the worst experience I've ever had with a rapper. I've interviewed everybody. Anybody asked me, what's the worst interview you ever did? Krayshawn. I had Drum nod off in an interview and fall asleep. Not as bad as Krayshawn. Shout out to Drum.
Kev is wild. I see.
No, that list is wild. If Gucci's top 100, this is fucking atrocious.
so that one move makes the list not worth talking.
100%. So Krayshawn's higher than Exhibit?
Yeah. You don't think she should be?
I don't think Krayshawn should be higher than anybody.
Because you don't like her.
No, because the song was okay. You would put, okay, I'm just going to pull a song out of my ass. Would you put Krayshawn's Gucci above... Let me just pick a random song that I probably don't think is on there. Any song on Good Kid, Mad City.
Man, what are you talking about? Bro, I'm going with the hometown.
What about Schoolboy Q? What?
He's on there?
Studio?
It wasn't studio.
I don't know if it's studio.
I love Groovy Q, man. I can't wait to hear his new album.
Man, shout out to him, man. Put that shit out, man. He's over there
Man of
playing.
the year 54.
Tyler, the Creator, better have a lot of shit on there.
Yonkers 19.
I respect it.
So now you respect. See, bro, this is
No. But
Not
Krayshawn,
to please everybody is what I've noticed with this situation.
there ain't no way you can put Krayshawn top 100. That's fucking asinine. God bless it. Shout out to my guy Pilo. Put me on something's on there. I think around 82 or so.
Shout out to my brother.
Is Love Rants up on there with I Am Sue? That should be on there if you're going to include Krayshawn. I'm just saying. Oh, listen, man. Problem, a.k.a. Jason Martin. Well,
No.
Jason Martin.
No. Let's get this right.
Jason
We don't get
Martin,
this here today.
Jason Martin, FKA. Problem.
Jason Martin.
Jason Martin.
Thanks for having me, brother. You know what I'm
Where
saying?
can we purchase the goods?
Coffeeandkush.com, and you can go to ilovecomptoncoffee.com.
So people can smoke weed out of this, and it doesn't affect, like the weed won't leak into the coffee.
Not at all.
So this
two
is
separate compartments. There you go.
And
They come with a lid too. So
I
for
like
people
it.
that's, you know what I mean.
Buy that.
So yeah, man, make sure you go to coffeeandkush.com, order up, please.
Order up.
We can ship internationally.
And you got
as
the
well.
weed?
No, I'm not really into the flower right now. When I do flower, it's really just like
Did you have flowers?
I had it
I was
just
about to say, I know you have
for a hot second.
Yeah.
But I'm actually in the midst of opening up my first consumption lounge. My partners in Elevate. Shout out to my boy Kev.
Coffee and Kush. You go have
The Coffee and Cushion Lounge.
It's like
yes.
it's like Amsterdam, right? Don't they got cafes?
Just like Amsterdam. Get ready. In Coffee and Kush trucks, you'll see them around San Francisco real soon.
Shit, fire, man.
Come on, man.
Appreciate
I
you
owe
pulling
myself out May 12th. I owe
12th,
myself
that's in
out.
4 days.
May 12th. Make
Who's
sure
on
to
the
get
album?
that. You'll see.
out. Okay.
All new heads, all new music.
My guy.
Thank you, brother.
Appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate
Yes, sir.
you, man.